I've asked for this opportunity to speak directly to my fellow Canadians about my mental health issue with gambling. I know my silence this past week has raised questions and speculation, and for that I truly apologize. This has been an agonizing time for me as I've wrestled with the issue of how my illness impacts my role as an MP and my family. I now want to speak freely and share my story because Canadians deserve to know what happened. I've gambled recreationally since university and never thought I would suffer from mental health and addiction issues. But it became a significant personal problem that I now recognize and take responsibility for. During my time in Ottawa as an MP, I stayed at the Hilton Hotel in Gatineau, Quebec, which coincidentally was interconnected to the casino Lac Lamy. In early 2016, I first started to visit the casino recreationally to play blackjack. This quickly escalated into a significant problem as I started to play high-stakes, high-limit blackjack. On an average sitting, I would spend between 15 to 30 minutes at a table, and I either won a lot of money, which made me continue to chase wins, or I lost a significant amount of money, which threw me into complete despair. Over this 3-year period, I accumulated a personal debt in the millions of dollars. But like many addicts and people suffering from mental health issues, I started to personally borrow money solely from friends and family to continue to fuel the gambling. I want to make it clear that every single personal loan that was made to me was made by check, that everyone has been paid back, and every loan and repayment is transparent and traceable. This has nothing to do at all with anything sinister, except to feed my own addiction. I want to apologize to my family for both having to financially bail me out and carry this burden with me. I know I have shocked many and left everyone wondering how someone with education and privilege could do something so senseless. The truth is that compulsive gambling is a mental health disorder that I suffer from, one that was fueled by my misguided belief that one more win could fix the problem. I cannot put into words the shame and embarrassment that comes with this addiction, particularly from my family and friends. It's not easy to admit that you have a problem, especially when you are in the public realm. This is why I did not stop. This is why I hid this from absolutely everyone, and this is why I suffered in silence. On November 5th, I first revealed this problem to my family. It is with their love and support that I had the courage to seek treatment and speak to the Prime Minister's office on November 19th, 2018, which is the first time I spoke to PMO about my mental health and gambling addiction issues. My sins are not ones based in corruption and dishonesty. They are born out of human frailty. I want to apologize to my family, friends, and supporters. I am sorry to have disappointed you. You have all poured so much time, energy, and love into me, and that I will never forget. To my constituents and colleagues, you put your faith in me to serve, and I let you down. To the Prime Minister, I want to apologize for becoming a distraction from the great work you're doing for Canadians. As commonly happens when a news story like this one breaks, many want to know the details and may rely upon isolated pieces of information and half-truths in an effort to fit them into a narrative. In my own situation, this happened several instances, particularly in relation to my work as an MP on the House Finance Committee and the subject of my and my wife's personal purchases. I would like to fully clear these up now with specific facts. With respect to my role as a member of the Standing Committee on Finance, I participated in a review of the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act, where MPs asked particular agencies and institutions pertinent questions. As part of this review, my committee colleagues and I asked questions of a similar nature on money laundering. My questions on February 8th and June 20th were based, in part, on a brief prepared by the Library of Parliament, which included recommended questions and additional suggestions by my staff. To infer that my motivations were unethical or that I was using a chance opportunity to figure out if FinTrack was aware of my gambling is to stretch reality and to take the situation completely out of context. Additionally, after having served on the Finance Committee for 3 years, I wanted to try something new to diversify my experience. For this reason, when a vacancy occurred on the Standing Committee of Health, I welcomed the new opportunity and was appointed on September 19, 2018. There is also incorrect information that has been published about my and my wife's assets and liabilities that gives rise to unfair inferences. As I mentioned before, my wife had no idea about my personal gambling problem until 3 weeks ago. We have been married for only 4 months and have always maintained independent finances. We did not have a joint bank account. In January 2018, my wife and I jointly purchased one condo in Toronto for $1.4 million, where we currently have a mortgage for $1 million. Like many young Canadians, we worked hard, saved, received help from our parents, and invested in real estate as part of our financial plan. The media has implied that the mortgage is in excess of its purchase price, which is not true and not possible under Canada's banking regime. Additionally, my wife independently purchased a condo in 2014 for $324,000 with a mortgage of $278,000. I have no ownership in this property, and reports of a third condo are false. My wife is a respected and hardworking lawyer. She is not a public figure, and it is wrong for her to be implicated by the media and have her name dragged into this when she had no idea about my personal finances or my gambling problem. Again, I apologize to her and her family for causing them all this grief. I also have personal lines of credit with 3 financial institutions, which are disclosed to the Ethics Commissioner in relation to my student debt. Additionally, I want to clarify that I only have one personal vehicle. I co-signed one lease to help a friend who needed a car, which was a 2018 Dodge Ram. I am not a debtor on any other personal vehicles. There have also been reports about my involvement with the Goreway Bridge project. Since the 2015 campaign, I've been advocating for the Goreway Bridge to be completed because it's an important issue for the people of Brampton East. Throughout my term as an MP, I've routinely requested updates on the status of this project from the Mayor's office. The sole purpose of my inquiries was to ensure that I could provide an update to my constituents on the status of the project. As part of a routine update request, myself and other recipients received an email containing unsolicited, confidential report from the Mayor of Brampton's Chief of Staff on November 21st, 2017. I did nothing further with this report, and to suggest that I leaked confidential information is categorically false. With respect to my other employment relationships, I want to take this opportunity to let the public know that both were disclosed and approved by the Ethics Commissioner. Since January 2018, I ended my relationship with one employer and continue to work in a limited capacity with another for the purpose of maintaining my legal skill set. I've worked with the Ethics Commissioner regarding my employment and will continue to cooperate with his office. What does this all mean for the people of Brampton East? On Wednesday, November 21st, after a brief conversation with the Chief Government Whip, I was told that I probably could not remain in caucus and should probably resign my seat. I asked the Government Whip to allow me to make my own statement and to tell my family in person. I immediately flew back to Brampton to share the heartbreaking news with my family. In a highly emotional state, completely exhausted, and facing extreme time constraint, I made an ill-advised statement on Facebook that would be resigning my seat. I can imagine that some of you might think that it is right for me to resign. For me, this is a very difficult decision. In 2015, I made a commitment to the people of Brampton East to work hard, to be accessible, and to represent them in Ottawa. this job remains unfinished. Brampton East and I share a very special bond. It's where I grew up, it's where I went to school, it's where I will continue to live and serve, no matter whether it's in the public or private realm. After weeks of spending time with family, receiving treatment, and countless messages of support, in particular from individuals suffering from mental health issues and my constituents, I've decided that I will be leaving the Liberal caucus and taking a leave of absence to focus on my mental health and treatment plan. I do not take this decision lightly, as it would be easier for my family and me to just fade away and avoid the daily media scrutiny this will bring. I will be making a final decision about my political future before Parliament resumes in the new year. During this time, I ask the people of Brampton East for their patience, guidance, and prayers to ensure that the right decision is made. Thank you.